In France, the government doesn't want you to use air conditioning to avoid pollution, to save the environment. The problem is that right now there's a brutal heat wave in France. The French are roasting to the point that more than 1,000 people have lost their lives because of this heat wave. The news is real, please pay attention. This week in France, 1,000 people died from the heat, with temperatures ranging from 29 to 41 degrees. The government is still completely refusing to let them use air conditioning. They do use it, yes, the government officials use it, but the people don't. Not a serious country. Here, they even call it Macron's environmentalist delusion. Around 1,000 people died during the historic heat wave hitting France, while the government continues to discourage the use of air conditioning with its green policies. The country is facing hospitals on the verge of collapse and temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius without air conditioning. Keep that in mind. In fact, here, they're telling us Paris is in full collapse mode. An appliance store turned into total chaos as people pushed and fought to grab the last fans and portable air conditioners. This is peak European summer planning. Let's take a look at this, please.
An appliance store turned into chaos, with people fighting over fans and air conditioners.
The appliance store was chaotic as the last fan sold out. Come on!
To mine!
This is crazy, but just so you understand, it's estimated that in France, around 20 to 25% of households have air conditioning. This is no joke, it's completely real. 2 out of every 10 households have air conditioning in France. That's totally crazy. I mean, just in the apartment where I live, I have 3 air conditioners. I have one right here. Look, I even have the remote right here. Let's lower the temperature a bit because it's already getting hot. We're not French. I don't care. In fact, I have the air conditioning on almost all day. In fact, wherever I am, whichever room I'm in, the air conditioning is always on. I'm not going to be hot here. But apparently the French government does want its people to die from the heat. It's unbelievable. But anyway, let's keep watching. Let's keep going. Thank you.
Look at this.
I mean, people do this just for fans or air conditioners, something that many homes in Latin America have. Most likely, all of you have an air conditioner in your house. It's incredible.
Look at this. I mean, this is for air conditioners. Incredible. Guys, this is... But anyway.
It's impressive. People just wiped everything out. That's all. Let's get to the incredible part. Guys, this is France. It's impressive. In fact, that's not all. Let's hear what Maticon Moti says. Please pay attention, progressive.
Look, in France, Parisians are starting to sleep in parks because people are doing this over... air conditioners. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's one of the countries that says here, most affected by the heat in Europe, and their habit to sleep on the street. It's so ridiculous.
Their house at night.
Going to sleep on the street in France, which we know is not the safest country in the world. I mean, it's a country that is unsafe, that has crime. It's also a country that has rats. I mean, there are rats, a lot of rats in Paris, in France. Just imagine that.
Go outdoors because the government has passed progressive laws saying that air conditioning is bad. Do you realize the madness this leads you to? I mean, the left and progressivism kill. Let's see if people open their eyes. This is a disgrace. What we're seeing in Europe is a disgrace.
I completely agree. It's a disgrace. It's just unbelievable. Guys, let's see if tomorrow I can make a video showing how the Chinese are making fun of the French. Honestly, the Chinese are making fun of the fact that the French don't have air conditioning, while in China everyone has air conditioning. What's more, guys, even the Chinese people's pets have air conditioning, just so you can grasp the level of craziness. Anyway, let's watch the following report.
Europe is facing an extreme heat wave. France is melting. They've even had to shut down nuclear reactors.
They've had to shut down nuclear reactors. It's impressive.
Well, yes, apparently there's a historic heat wave in Europe. France has issued alerts because of this. It's reached over 40 degrees.
Over 40 degrees in France. Okay.
People here are taking dips in canals.
Just look at this. People are jumping into the canals. I mean, imagine, I hope they're not jumping into the Seine River because that's just totally filthy.
And because of this, some people have... No.
For God's sake, there are people who have lost their lives because of that, for jumping into the canals. Incredible, guys. All because the government doesn't want people to use air conditioners when they themselves use them. Have you noticed? The government of France asks people to make sacrifices that they themselves aren't willing to make. To me, that's total hypocrisy. No, if they demand that people don't use air conditioners because that's bad, why? Because it pollutes. Well, then you shouldn't use air conditioners either. Don't use them either. And what's more, just imagine the French suffering because of pollution and all that blah blah blah. Supposedly, how sad. And the Chinese, any Chinese person has air conditioning. More than 1,400,000,000 people with air conditioning, very comfortable in their homes. But the French, who are way fewer, are the ones crying. Incredible. It's just crazy and delusional what the European Union and the French government are doing.
Delusional, the European Union. And in France, there have already been 40 cases like these.
40 cases of people who sadly lose their lives in the canals by jumping in, right? Because of the extreme heat.
There are even people who can't stand the heat and go out to sleep in parks.
I want you to put this in perspective, since many in Latin America are watching me and are going to think, wait, Astro Recargado? In my country, temperatures sometimes reach 30 or even 40 degrees even in my city. That's true, but there's a difference. You have either air conditioning or at least a fan in your house. These people don't. These people don't have any of that. For one thing, you are more used to and adapted to those temperatures than they are. They aren't, not at that level.
And you might say, why don't they turn on the mini split, the air conditioner? Well, in France, around 80% of households don't have a cooling system.
More than 80% of households in France. It's incredible. And I know many people might think, no, but France is cold. That's not true. It's hot in France during the summer. I visited France in summer. It's hot. It's just ridiculous.
At most, they have a fan. These different factors have to do with permits meant for historic preservation. No.
Oh, it's crazy. It's madness.
But apparently this is changing. This is a store in France. These portable air conditioners arrived. People took them like hotcakes.
Just look at that. Everyone ran for the air conditioners. Understandable. Wow.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's so hot that they've had to shut down nuclear reactors to avoid overheating the rivers that cool them. The water that passes through here is already somewhat warm, and it would come out even hotter, affecting the flora and fauna of the rivers. That's why they decided to shut down reactors or reduce their activity.
It's crazy. What's happening in France is just madness.
Earthquakes in several parts of the world, extreme heat waves. Some people believe this is the result of climate change and others don't.
No. Much less the earthquakes. But anyway, guys, it's incredible what we're experiencing. Incredible. France being France. It's a former country. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much and see you next time.